Welcome to the Box Score Sports Podcast. The bad.
Speaking of which, you ready to move on to our bad?
Yeah, let's talk about some rough stuff.
Yeah, okay. Let me start with the bad because I already mentioned them. The Jaguars are in my bad. Man, I don't know. Their offensive play calling continues to be baffling. They missed 2 field goals in the first half. Not only that, but in the last, Trevor Lawrence fumbled the ball running with it without being touched. He wasn't touched. He got into like the red zone or close to the red zone and he fumbled the ball, and the Baltimore Ravens recovered it after like getting a first down. And then at the end of the half, they were in scoring position at the 5-yard line with about 10 seconds to go. And Trevor Lawrence, I don't know if this was the play call or whatever, but he does a 2-yard out and he gets tackled inbounds and the clock just runs out because they didn't have any timeouts. Just overall, I like Doug Peterson as a coach, but it's just so baffling to me how incompetent they look at times. Now, granted, there was that catch that should have been a catch that wasn't a catch for a touchdown, and maybe that changes things. But like Luke would say, they didn't deserve to win that game because of the way they played. So I'm giving the Jaguars my bad.
Yeah, no, and they can been kind of bad all season in my opinion. Like they've had a couple good games all in London, but they've been pretty bad all season in my opinion because I expected potential Super Bowl contender out of them, and they don't look like it. Yeah, they're still 8-6. Yes, they're still leading the division, and yes, they still probably are going to make the playoffs, maybe. But it's like I expected so much more out of this offense, and I don't feel like this. I feel like this whole entire offense is been underperforming, and all year.
Yeah.
And that's not a good thing. And it's like I want them to figure it out. I mean, Trevor Lawrence he's a talented quarterback, but I just feel like he should be putting in more. I feel like they have good threats on their team. They have a good receiving core. They have a good running back, and like I don't get why they're not doing better. But they need to get it figured out. And this game particularly was like you had a chance to show up against probably the best team in the AFC, and maybe you're right. Maybe that touchdown would have made a difference. Well, I mean, obviously if it was called properly, but it's still there's plenty of other plays that you can point to as well. Why did Trevor Lawrence just fumble the ball walking? Like nobody touched him. Why are we throwing it inbounds on an out play with no time left? Throw it out of bounds.
Yeah,
Like
you either throw it out of the back of the end zone or you throw it in the end zone to somebody on your team. That's the choices you should have had there. That's it.
yeah, that's something you should know. So I don't get that, but yeah, no, they were bad this week, and I'm really hoping that somehow they click in the next 3 weeks because I had high hopes for them, and I really want the Jaguars to do good.
Yeah, especially for Luke's sake. Come on, Jacksonville. What's your bad for week 15?
Green Bay Packers defense.
Okay.
This is the second week in a row that the Green Bay Packers made the opposing quarterback look like Joe Montana back there. And I'm not saying Baker didn't have a good game. Obviously, he made some tight window throws, but there were some throws that I seen that like no one's within 5 yards of that receiver. Well, mainly Godwin. like why would we cover Godwin? The touchdown pass to Mike Evans, no one within 10, 15 yards of him. And it's like, well, he's pretty decent. Maybe you want to catch it. I have questions about Matt LaFleur being an okay coach even. Because I just question their decision making because Aaron Jones didn't play terrible, and I know he was coming off an injury, but this was an important game. You kind of needed to ride like the hot hand, you wanted to not ride the hot hand, but you needed to use your weapon effectively. And Aaron Jones started off the game pretty good. They looked like they were going to be able to run the ball, and then all of a sudden they kind of abandoned the run, and the game wasn't out of hand until midway through the fourth quarter. Like it was always within hand, and he only had 13 carries. We passed the ball 40 times, and Jordan Love was not at, even though he had a good, 29, 39 passing isn't bad, but he still missed some wide open people.
Mm-hmm.
But I still don't get why they abandoned the run so early.
Yeah, it's crazy because I kind of agree with you. Joe Barry, I think, is gonna go after this year. That's their defensive coordinator. He just doesn't know how to call defense, it seems like. Um it's I question LaFleur a little bit too, but like Bill Barnwell brought this out on um Twitter, and I just really like what he said. He basically was like, either the Packers offense looks crisp and like Jordan Love are making these impossible throws, or they look like they've never played football together before, is basically what he said. And I'm like, that's exactly what the Packers offense looks like every single week. So yeah, it's embarrassing to allow somebody, Baker Mayfield had an amazing game and he's been playing better, but I don't know about 158.3 better, like that good first quarterback to do that in Lambeau, as you told me before.
That's a stat to get a defensive coordinator fired.
That's right. Anything else because you actually went to the game, anything about the game stick out to you, or anything that you liked or enjoyed?
Oh yeah, it was actually a lot of fun. The people around us were really fun, even though they knew I was a Bucs fan. Because they were trying to give me a high five when the Packers scored, and I just shook my head at them. But the stadium, it was a lot of fun. It was 40 some odd degrees, so like it was actually really warm up here. So like it wasn't like it was a negative 20-degree day. So it was a lot of fun. The stadium was a lot of fun. I enjoyed the heck out of the game because Tampa really kind of just took control of it and never let it go.
Yep.
So I had a lot of fun watching the game, but in the end, I will say the Bucs obviously played really well, but there was also plays where I seen like number 18 for the Packers. I don't remember the receiver's name, but he was open, I swear, a ton in the third quarter, and Jordan Love just never looked his way. So
okay.
There was a couple plays like that. I'm just like, 18's wide open on the left side. I get you looking right, but there's no one open over there. That's where all the defense is. So I'm questioning some things with the Packers right now, but that's okay because I'm not a Packer fan. So
there you go. There you go. Okay, let's go to our ugly. Should we go to the ugly?
Yeah.
Thanks so much for watching this clip of the Box Score Sports podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter or X. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.